Hello, my dear children. Welcome to Science Tutorials with G. Dwivedi. Children, we are studying lesson number 18 that talks about pollution in air and water. Pollution of air and water. So, in this video, we are going to solve the exercises. The first question is, what are the different ways in which water gets contaminated? Answer, following are the ways by which water gets contaminated. First, people dispose of garbage in water. Second, many industries discharge their harmful chemicals directly into rivers and streams. Third, chemical fertilizers, pesticides and weedicides used in agricultural practices get dissolved in water and are washed away into river water bodies from the fields. Untreated sewage is directly discharged into water from household activities. So children, these are the ways by which water gets contaminated. Now you write down this answer in your notebook. Second question is, at an individual level, how can you help reduce air pollution? Now the answer is, an individual can reduce air pollution by avoiding the use of cars as much as possible and by using public transport whenever possible. Second, by not using vehicles for short distance. Third, by using clean fuels such as LPG and CNG instead of diesel and petrol. Fourth, always disposing the garbage properly and not burning it. Fifth, controlling the emission from vehicles and household chimneys. So, children, these are the ways by which an individual can control the pollution of air. Third question is, clear, transparent water is always fit for drinking. Comment. Now the answer is no. Clear and transparent water is not always fit for drinking. Water might appear clean, but it may contain some disease-causing microorganisms and other dissolved impurities. Hence, it is advised to purify water before drinking. Purification can be done by water purifying system or by boiling the water. Question 4. You are a member of the municipal body of your town. Make a list of measures that would help your town to ensure the supply of clean water to all its residents. Answer. To ensure the supply of clean water to all residents, the following steps must be taken. The main water source must be built in clean surroundings and should be maintained properly. Second, chemical methods such as chlorination must be used for purifying water. Third, the area around water pipes must also be clean. So children, these are the ways to ensure the supply of clean water to all residents of the town. Fifth question is, explain the differences between pure air and polluted air. Now answer is, pure air contains around 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen and 0.03% carbon dioxide. Other gases such as argon, methane, ozone and water vapors are also present in small quantities. When this composition of air is altered by the addition of harmful substances or gases such as nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide and particulate matter, then the air is said to be polluted. Question number 6. Explain circumstances leading to acid rain. How does acid rain affect us? Answer. Nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide are the pollutants which react with the water vapor present in atmosphere to form sulfuric acid or nitric acid. These acids come down with the rain, making the rain acidic. This is called acid rain. Following are the effects of acid rain. It increases corrosion of metals, it damages buildings and sculptural materials, it removes the basic nutrients such as calcium from the soil, it causes direct damage to plants and crops, it causes skin eruptions in human beings, skin diseases in human beings. So children, this is the acid rain, means when these harmful gases react with water vapors present in the atmosphere or rainwater, they form acid, and when this acid come down to the earth with the rain, this is called acid rain. Question number 7. Which of the following is not a greenhouse gas? So children, you all know that carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, methane, they all are the greenhouse gases. Only nitrogen is not a greenhouse gas. Nitrogen dioxide is a greenhouse gas, but nitrogen is not a greenhouse gas. So the answer is nitrogen. Now, 8th question is, describe the greenhouse effect in your own words. Answer. Basically, the greenhouse effect means warming of the Earth's environment. When the sun's rays fall on the earth, a part of the radiation that falls on the earth is absorbed by it, and a part is reflected back into space. Greenhouse gases present in the atmosphere trap these radiations and do not allow heat to leave. This helps in keeping our planet warm and thus helps in the survival. Carbon dioxide, methane, and carbon monoxide are the gases responsible for this effect. Question number 9. Prepare a brief speech on global warming. You have to deliver this speech in your class. Now the answer is, global warming is an increase in the average temperature of the Earth's surface. It occurs as a result of an increased concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. The greenhouse gases include carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor. These gases trap solar radiations released back by the Earth. This helps in keeping our planet warm and thus helps in human survival. However, an increase in the amount of greenhouse gases can lead to an increase in the Earth's temperature, leading to global warming. So children, as I have already explained that greenhouse effects keeps the Earth warm. But when concentration of greenhouse gases increase, they trap large amount of radiation which cause increase in temperature of the earth, leads to global warming. This is called global warming. Question 10. Describe the threat to the beauty of the Taj Mahal. Answer. The Taj Mahal has become a matter of concern due to pollutants in air that are decoloring its white marble. Acid rain due to increasing air pollution has started corroding the marbles. Suspended particulate matter such as the soot particle emitted by Mathura oil refinery has contributed towards the yellowing of the marble, thus making the Taj Mahal losing its beauty. Question number 11. Why does the increased level of nutrient in the water affect the survival of aquatic organisms? Answer. Increased level of nutrients in the water affect the survival of aquatic organisms as these act as nutrient to flourish the algae and Once these algae die, they serve as food for decomposers like bacteria, and a huge amount of oxygen in water body gets used up. Dissolved oxygen, children, used up by these bacteria. This results in decrease in the oxygen level, which may kill aquatic organisms. Children, I have already explained in my previous videos about eutrophication. Air pollution leads to eutrophication. So this whole process is known as eutrophication. Children, here the lesson is completed. I hope you all have enjoyed the videos. You all have understood all the topics explained by me. That's all for today. Have a nice day.